Yeah, can I get a number 7? No egg, add bacon, please.
You said no egg in a biscuit?
No egg, add bacon.
Add in a biscuit?
No egg, add bacon. No egg, add the bacon.
Okay, so the chicken, egg, and cheese bagel with hash browns. On the bagel, we have no egg and we have bacon. A biscuit?
No, I don't want a biscuit. I never asked for one. I don't want one. Please do not put it in the bag.
Okay, so the chicken, egg, and cheese bagel with hash browns. So we have no egg and we have bacon. We'll take a drink on that.
Water would be great.
Hey, it's Jay Puppet.
Jimmy Puppet.
And Bobby Puppet.
On today's show, we found out that Jim's boss dressed up like a girl.
Jay's grandma's underpants stories.
Metalriser the band comes to live nude puppets.
Lake Geneva becomes a parking lot.
Literally.
Vintage Topps trading card shows C-3PO with a boner.
And Jay got moonshine in a jar delivered to his door.
Don't say any potty words because my mom is listening.
Hey everybody, live nude puppets, we're back.
Ta-da!
I love you.
You love me? Thanks, bro.
So,
There's an edit.
That's the show. It's a wrap.
There's an edit.
that was fun.
Okay.
The boss and his mother, who was the owner of the company, got into an argument. This guy quits and leaves with his wife. They were both working in the company. They leave. Months and months go by. I get a fax one day, and I'm reading it, and it says, "Dear Mom." He starts to tell her how he spent his whole life dressing as a woman secretly, and that he is a woman, and that he was going to get a sex change and become a woman. And by the way, now my name is Sally.
I think I know Sally.
And so I get this letter, right? I'm standing there freaking out. No one's in there yet. I immediately make a Xerox copy. Put it back in the fax machine.
Because there cannot be only one copy of the world of this shit.
It's
My routine would be, I would pull up in the morning, I would park in my particular spot, and I would take out a pipe and I would wake and bake myself. And then I'd go into work. So one day I take out my little pipe and I light it, and I look up, and here he is standing there watching me. And I'm like, oh, great. And so I wave at him, and he waves back, and he goes in, and I'm thinking, well, I'm about to not have a job anymore. And so I go in, and I didn't say anything. And then he comes walking up to me, and he goes, "Hey, just so you know, what you do on your time is your business."
That has a brand new meaning after that other story.
And I go, okay, that's cool.
Don't judge me.
Okay, so wait a minute. Why do I have a picture of somebody holding a C-3PO card?
Oh,
dude.
I sent you guys each. That's an original card before they fixed it because of the graphic image that it portrayed. They did.
He is a penis.
Yeah, that was the original card. And then when they noticed that only a few of them got out, and then they corrected it.
That's awesome. Is that yours? Do you have that?
No, I wish.
C-3PO's penis is a lot thicker than that.
He wouldn't have a skinny cock. He'd have a big fat one.
That's why R2-D2 was always just making beeping noises and trying to get away.
I should find this card. What number is it? Because I got
I can show you the corrected version.
207. I could find that. I could find that on eBay. Star Wars green card, original 19. This has got to be 1978 by the time this thing was printed. I'm on it.
C-3PO's penis card.
Okay, I just sent you the actual second one that was the corrected version, so you could see the difference side by side.
I could see how the penis came to be because it's basically just off his.
Yeah.
It's a bad lighting.
Right.
But that's not at all what C-3PO's penis would look like.
No. It would have a lot more wiry, veiny things in it.
And C-3PO is a bottom anyway. So it doesn't really matter about how big his penis is.
Dick would have a curve to it, too. It wouldn't be straight.
Yeah, but
like
he
that.
hated it, and he sent an email to his mom, and he said he was going to have it cut off. There's the photo. Oh, I see the corrected C3PO. Much better. Yeah, much better. I see how they fixed it, too.
Hey, you could put those up when we talk about this.
Yeah, I think I will.
I kind of want to get the real cards now, Rob.
It's not a big deal, dude. I probably got one of them, one of the two.
No, I mean, I want to get the whole collection now because...
You can get them. They reprinted them. You can get the originals for 50 cents to $1 each, or you could buy the whole set for like 15 or 12 bucks. Reprinted.
And I could make a poster out of it and hang it in my bedroom.
I want to get you, now that we're on the subject, I want to get you into the baseball or the football game.
I don't want to do that. I don't even watch
It's way more
baseball
fun.
or football.
Me neither. It's kind of like gambling for 12-year-olds. And it's on Top's app. What a great idea. They teach you everything about gambling. By the time these kids are 12, they're going to be able to look at a racing horse, ask how old it is, and tell you exactly where it's going to place in the finish. You know what Regina is backwards, right?
Hey. Don't even start
Me
with
and
that.
Jim were writing a script. And we needed to find a girl's name that was dirty backwards. That's not easy. Okay? That was a 3-day clink in a script, okay?
The sheriff's a Regina?
The first thing I came up with was Regina. Totally the worst word in the world. Nobody should be able to say that word.
It's ridiculous.
What we came up with was Lana. Remember Lana from when we worked together? And I was dating her little 18-year-old sister?
Yeah.
That was a mistake. Regina and Lana are the only two names that we know backwards are something dirty. And then Lana came up real quick behind, thank God.
Well, that was actually the name that you had picked for the character just by chance.
Right.
And then we came up with...
that's right. We had to change the name. That's right. Regina was her name originally.
And I was like, no, we can't do that. And you're like, yeah, but what else can we come up with? And we could, I mean, I was writing every dirty word that I could think of and then writing it backwards. And nothing came up that makes sense.
And Regina was that hot little Russian waitress, Jay, when you and I worked at that, when we were bouncing at that club.
Right,
that we don't want to mention. Remember that little hot little 5-foot...
Yeah, it's kind of hard not to remember that one.
God.
Tiny, quick! The news is coming on. It looks like they got a story about him.
Good evening, and welcome to the 5 o'clock news with me, Sam Jackie Bang. 2 unidentified men in what appeared to be a turn-of-the-century aircraft, as onlookers watched horrified, wrote I heart anal. So far, no one has been identified, and what appears to be another dark mark in humanity. I'm Sam Jackie Bang. We'll be back.
Wow, Tiny, I thought you said we wrote those letters the right way. And who would have ever thought Lana backwards was anal?
I ain't going there.
Well, at least I hope Lana saw it and she knew that you were attempting it.
I made sure she was outside to look and see. I hope she doesn't think that I'm open-minded to that pegging idea she had last time she was here, because there's no way.
What's pegging?
Oh, Prophet, you don't want to know. It's the newest thing in marital sex. It's awful.
And if you want to hear the rest of that episode, just dig a little deeper in our iTunes or podcast channel. And there are a ton of Live from Joliet Prison episodes waiting to be heard. In 1980, it was very, very testosterone-filled decade, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
And now it's very estrogen-filled. And it's hard for guys to swim around in estrogen for very long.
It's estrogen poisoning, actually. I think it's the true medical term.
You know, just like this carpenter boss I had. That dude, if you shot him in the head with a gun, I'm pretty sure the bullet would stop at his forehead. Because he was just that fucking tough of a Marine. He was 62 years old, and he could beat me up and rape me at 23. without even trying. And I wasn't in bad shape when I was 23.
I worked for a guy like that too. And you know how the one thing I figured out about guys like that,
Stay away.
If you allow them to intimidate you, they do not respect you.
Right. But if you could match them, then you're good.
Right.
It's pretty much a first-minute test that you get in the first minute. Okay, so some guy has a party up in Lake Geneva, just a few miles from my house over the border on the other side, the land of the Green Bay Packers.
We'll call that Canada South.
We'll call that southern Canada. And although I love Canada.
Except for the Wisconsin portion.
Okay, so Lake Geneva, this guy's having a party, and it's a big New Year's party. And everybody parks out on the lake. Okay? 64 cars.
It's frozen, I hope?
Yeah, frozen.
No, it's Jesus' car. He's just driving around in the fucking water.
So, Jay, what happened? What happened when those cars got on the ice?
Science kicked in, and the engines were warm, and the ice was no longer warm. It was squishy. We call squishy ice water. And the cars fell in the water.
All of them?
All 64 of these fucking things right at the bottom, right where they belonged.
And Lake Geneva's a deep-ass lake. Dude, that's like 25, 50 feet deep.
It might as well be Lake Michigan, dude.
Yeah.
It's not only is it deep, it's really, really rough. It's a dangerous lake.
Under and over. Or diving.
Yeah, no, I was standing on the shore one time. I'm looking at it, I'm like, how is this fun? This doesn't look like a fun lake to be on.
It looks like Lake Michigan.
It's definitely not a good lake to drive on.
There are 64 other guys that will actively and enthusiastically agree with Jim that it is not a good lake to drive on. You know, that's 64 people that got what they absolutely deserved. And when they called the insurance company, and you know some of them had the same insurer, right? So all these assholes are calling the insurance companies, going, yeah, my car's at the bottom of the lake. Hey, wait a minute, do you know so-and-so? Yeah, he was at the party too, and we just denied his claim too, asshole. Fuck you, goodbye.
Live metal puppets. Dude, I heard the first interview and editing, and it's awesome. And we're playing it today.
Yeah, I listened to it too. It was awesome. Really good.
I had a good time talking to Joel. They're very excited to work with a live metal puppet.
But they're working with everybody. They're opening up for a ton of big bands, dude.
I know, right? I mean, these guys must be doing something right, dude.
Yeah.
They've got a resume that I was like, are you sure? Is this real, dude?
I mean, some of the bands that they opened for were like monster bands when we were younger.
Right.
Yeah.
Overkill? I was like, dude, really? You opened for Overkill? He goes, yeah.
Okay, I can't wait. Hey, Roofy, roll the tape.
Yeah?
Roll the tape.
All right. I'm pushing the button right now.
I love that.
This is Jay Puppin, and I'd like to introduce you to Joel ESTRADA, lead singer and guitarist of Metalriser. We're really excited to have you, Joel. How's it going, bud?
Excited to be here. Pretty good.
I heard you just got back from a tour of the South. How'd that work out for you?
It's pretty good. Meeting new people, seeing new venues, spreading our music. Everyone liked us. It was pretty badass.
Cool. A little background about your band. You started back in 2008 with Kevin hanging on the drums, and then you guys have kind of bounced around, but you're sounds like you guys have lined up and gotten everything settled out, right?
Yeah, we finally found people that fit the band, willing to play our music and put their inputs in it and all that stuff. That's pretty much all the other musicians we have. Is like they're always different, or they don't fit in, and they can't play our riffs the proper way or anything. It's like, finally we found someone that can. I was like, cool.
I'm curious, growing up, was there a specific group that kind of ignited your passion and said, I got to do this. I want to be a rock star?
Well, my mom always showed me like the classic rock or hair metal stuff. And then my dad started showing me once I was like in 5th grade, like Merciful Fate, Venom, Suicidal Tendencies, all the other stuff like Sepultura and all that. But then he had gave me a VHS of Def Leppard, of all their music videos. And I really didn't, well, of course I got into like their older stuff.
Right.
And I would watch the whole thing. And I kind of stopped liking it from the, I guess, photograph and all that. I was like, I guess when they get all popular and glam.
Yeah.
But when I would watch the high and dry and through the night and all that, that's what made me like want to sing. I would sing the songs, and I had my guitar, but I never played it. So when I watched it, I would always like the riffs, and I always wanted to play them. And even though I didn't know how to play guitar, I still tried to play it.
You got to fake it along, man.
Yeah. Even though it wasn't right, I was still playing it.
Sure. I get that.
So yeah, like early Def Leppard is what first got me into wanting to play and sing, and then I moved on to like Metallica and all that, Sepultura and stuff.
Yeah, no, I definitely hear some of your influences from Sepultura. As a matter of fact, that was one of the things that came to mind when I was listening to your stuff. What other bands do you feel influenced what you're producing?
For me personally, it's just mainly like Metallica, Sepultura, Black Sabbath, some Testament in there.
I felt the Testament as well.
And another one is Death Angel. Those are probably like my main ones for me. It was pretty cool to see. We actually had Death Angel watch us play a set before.
Yeah,
they got to see us over here at Fitzgerald's, and they got to see our whole set. They said they liked us and all that.
That's pretty cool, you know.
Yeah, that was really that made me really happy. I was like, oh, that's so badass. Like I look up to these guys, and they got to see me play my music, and they thought it was cool.
Yeah, well, you know, and you've supported so many other great bands, you know, like Saxon and Armored Saint, All-Star, Riot, Evil United, Michael Schenker Group, Overkill, Crocus, Prong, Loudness. It seems like the hits just keep on going, Joel. I mean, you guys have been doing something right, apparently.
Yeah, it's been really awesome playing with all those bands, especially because I look up to all of them, especially Saxon.
Yeah,
it was really great meeting those guys and stuff, and I was able to talk to them and all that, and it was really cool.
Who do you want to tour with next time?
I'm really pushing to play with Death Angel. I really would like to play with those guys. Really bad.
Yeah, they have a unique sound.
Yeah, and Mark's one of my inspirations for vocals as well. It's him and James Head for my main ones.
Tell me what your inspiration on Out of Control was.
I probably wrote it because I was pretty pissed off about something at the time. I usually am. That's basically what it is, just being crazy, being trapped, and going out of control.
Well, you know, the thing I noticed most about that particular song, you've done it a couple other songs, but you really emphasized in this thing. You go for it, man. I mean, it's like when Tom Araya goes for it, Angel of Death, or Rob Halford goes for it on Dissonant. You just go for it in the middle of the song. It's like, where did that come from? And it's out of control. It's just like on the brink of destruction at any moment. I was like, is it going to hold out? Is it really going to stick? Is it going to go?
Yeah, I really go all out when we play it live. It's really fun to play it live. We do a few pauses and get the crowd going and all that. I like playing the middle part the most of the song.
Yeah,
it's so heavy and stuff.
Let's talk about Hypocrite for a second. The thing that drove it home for me was this heavy rapid fire riffs you guys have in there. I mean, the guitar is just like a machine gun going off.
Yeah, that one I actually had that on camera still when we first made it, because me and the drummer Kevin, mainly with all these songs, we would just record ourselves practicing, just us. And yeah, that one was just improvised.
Really?
Different pieces, and then the title Hypocrite came from probably from my ex-girlfriend's family, because they were just totally hypocrites, and I didn't like that at all about them. And I even told her, like, I'm gonna write this song about your family.
What better revenge than immortalizing your dumbass in a song?
Yeah, so I wrote that one about them.
That's awesome.
She knows it, and she didn't mind at the time. But yeah, that's where that title came from. That's where that title came from, because they're just a bunch of hypocrites and stuff.
That's great, man. Do you have any plans of touring some more? I know you just said you got back recently, but you know,
yeah,
you can never have too much of that, right?
Yeah, hopefully after we're done doing the album, so we could tour behind it, support that album. Yeah, but it would most likely be out of Texas, because I know a lot of bands here want to do just Texas, but they want to play everywhere. So hopefully when it's done, we'll find a couple bands to go with us, and
that'd be cool. I know I'd love to see you. You mentioned that you've got some people that you want to thank, like a certain radio station that's been spending a lot of love on you.
Yeah, that's KSYN, the Thursday Night Metal Show. It's a local San Antonio College radio station. They picked up our CD, just messaged me, and they said they liked it. So they started playing it and talking about us a lot, helping promote the band and stuff, about future shows and all that. And yeah, they played us 2 weeks straight, which was really cool.
Wow, that's some great rotation.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that's awesome. It was really cool of them to do that for us. Here in San Antonio and outside of San Antonio, they're really great. All the people that like our music and buy our merch and listen to everything we do and go to our shows and stuff. I'd like to thank them and all the people that we met on tour. Really nice to us, and they want us back.
I know you told me that one story about the freezer. I don't know if you wanted to share that.
Yeah, the freezer. Yeah, the one we're in. All
right, started from the beginning then, because I don't want to sound like I prompted you.
Yeah, well, the weirdest thing was just when we were in Newark, Ohio. After our set, we did an interview for I don't know, some magazine place that was there, and they were taking pictures of us. I guess the bartender saw me, and she was like, threw me in the freezer, wanted to take a picture of me. I don't know what else she wanted to do, but I was like, oh my God.
We're not doing this in the freezer.
I even told him, I was like, oh, let's go do it outside. I was like, I'm so safe in here.
Really, it's a lot bigger. I'm in a freezer.
Yeah. It was kind of creepy that we were going in the freezer already. So I was like,
yeah.
Now this lady's trying to trap me in the freezer. It's like, let's get out of here.
Time to go.
Yeah, but she liked us, liked me more. She had to take all these pictures of me, but gave me free beer, so that was pretty cool of her too. And then at the same night we got stopped by cops for a ridiculous reason, for jaywalking.
Really?
I didn't. Yeah.
That's still a thing. I thought this ain't the 1950s, right?
Yeah, it was a white cop, and he was really serious. And there were a bunch of Mexicans, so we're just like, oh, he's just probably pulling us over because we're Mexican.
We got pulled over for jaywalking. Boys,
yeah.
pull over.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the craziest thing, but people were really nice to us every place we went to, especially when we went to, what was it?
Cool. Well, Joe, it's been a blast having you, man. I really enjoyed talking to you. I'm really excited about what you guys have got going on and what you're coming out with. Now, if somebody wants to pick up your demo or T-shirts or anything like that, how do they get a hold of you?
Yeah, just go to the Metalriser Facebook.
Okay.
Or they could email me at joelstrada4@gmail.com.
Well, Joe, like I said, it's been a pleasure meeting with you and talking to you, and I really thank you very much for your time. Looking forward to seeing a full-length album come out from you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for this interview. And yeah, like if you want to know about our upcoming shows, we have two upcoming ones. One in Corpus, April 23rd.
Where at?
Corpus Christi at Boozers.
Okay.
And then the 28th of April, opening up for Prong here in San Antonio at the Corova.
Nice.
The one May 7th in San Marcos at Gold Crown Billiards.
Well, Joel, thank you very much again. I really appreciate your time, and please just keep doing what you're doing, man. You're doing something right. I love it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for liking it. Thank you for all this help. The interview is fun.
We are going to dovetail this episode by playing the full version of Ashes of the Days by Metalriser right at the end of this episode. Don't miss it.
There's more than one way to skin a cat. What member of society comes up with a phrase like there's more than one way to skin a cat? And the rest of society goes, hey, he's got a point. I mean, I've never skinned a cat. I doubt anyone here has ever skinned a cat. Jeffrey Dahmer never skinned a cat. John Wayne Gacy never skinned a cat. Hitler never skinned a cat, and he skinned Jews, for Christ's sake. I mean, really, for Christ's sake. How do you look at a little cat and go, I want to take its skin off, and I want to find multiple ways to do it?
Something really cool happening right now.
What?
I just got a text while I'm doing the show.
Uh-oh.
And you can tell that I live in the South because a guy is just going to come by and deliver some moonshine to me. I shit you not.
Wah, 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 wah. Well, you gave away your location. kinda. You narrowed it down to 13 states.
Everybody knows I'm not.
They get tell by your shiny satin white jacket with the red and white and green stripes on the collar and on the cuffs.
You ever notice? Do you get this, Jay, from because you're in the South? Whenever I go to a state that's far away from Chicago area, and I say I'm from Chicago, people automatically assume you know someone in the mob.
My family had a funeral home.
I know you do.
But that was like 2 generations ago. That was not my mom or my dad or me. That was like my grandma's brothers and sisters. Well, not sisters.
Wait a minute. Rob, seriously. You didn't know who you worked with, right? I mean, what? Are you fucking kidding?
Yeah, but that's different. That has nothing to do with me now. I mean, where my family's business was, now stands a Walmart. I mean, that's old school shit. That's 1970s, man. I wasn't a part of that. They didn't know me. I mean, I would have had a free funeral if I would have died.
When I got my first wife pregnant and I had to get married.
Well, that was questionable, Jim. I mean, when she gave me a hand job in the taxi on your honeymoon, that should have been a first sign right there.
It should have.
Never marry the gangbang chick.
Jim.
So her brother-in-law tells me, "Oh, I know a guy. I'll take you over to Melrose Park. And he'll get you a ring." Because I already had her ring, but I needed one for me. So he takes me to this place. It's a bar. But above the bar, there's an apartment. And I go up there, and there's this big fat Italian dude, and he's got a couple of suitcases full of all different rings.
You better make him a skinny guy.
Tons and tons of gold. This guy's
you're giving
long
away too
dead,
many
dude.
details.
This guy's long dead. And anyway, so he asked me how much I want to spend, and I think I told him $75, I think. And
now you're dead.
I got the same response from him. And he
said you're dead.
He looked at my future brother-in-law, and he goes, "Is this kid all right?" And he goes, "Yeah, he's all right." And he goes, "All right, kid, you can have this one for $75. And he gave me this big fat wedding ring.
But you had to remove the finger. That's the only catch. Yeah.
I lived with my grandmother for about 18 months. She didn't need to have somebody around, but it was a good idea that she was more like around other people so she didn't do weird shit.
Grandma Underpants!
Why? Did she have, was she senile or did she have dementia?
No.
But tons of acid. I think she took a lot of acid.
No, never died. Very sharp. It was just like she lived alone too long. She smoked a shit ton, dude. I used to smoke a lot, and I'd borrow a cigarette from her, and it was like just a cement block on my chest the next morning. The doctor told her to cut down, so she put filters on her Pall Malls.
That was my dad.
Yeah, AJ. Well, yeah, and then she met Rob.
Yeah. Grandma Underpants.
All right, so Grandma Underpants.
Hell yeah, Grandma Underpants.
I'm working on her car. Her car was really well kept because she didn't go anywhere. She drove like 2 miles a day, if that. And it was just acting up. So I took it out and gave it a little German tune-up on 53. Blew out all the carbon and everything was fine. But I decided I'd be a nice guy and I'd go get the car washed. I put something in the back seat of the car, and it was a 4-seater car, Cavalier kind of thing. And I flipped the front seat forward, and I found a pair of panties on the floor.
Were they granny panties?
I was alarmed. I was floored, man. I was like, what am I looking at here? I know what these are, but I don't know who they belong to, because surely these are not my grandmother's. So I instinctively call my mom. I said, "Mom, hey, it's Jay."
"Hi, baby, how you doing?"
Yeah, we gotta talk about Grandma.
Why? What's wrong?
I just found Grandma's panties in the back seat of her car, and all I hear is... I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Mom? Why are you laughing at this? This is horrific. I just found my grandmother's panties in some place they don't belong.
The guy at the car wash gave me her panties, and he looked at me like it was creepy. Like, what are you doing with old ladies?
But why was he smelling them? That's what I want to know.
He could tell they were granny panties.
They smell like dust.
Those are clearly an 80-year-old woman's panties.
So she gets off the phone with me, and she calls her mom.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, uh-oh is right.
Grandma underpants.
Mom, why are your panties in the backseat of your car?
Oh, I was just using them for a rag. They were old.
Apparently she was using them to, like, defog the windshield. This is the explanation I later get. And I'm just like... And I'm thinking to myself, it all adds up. This is why I'm here. Because the woman does some strange-ass shit.
We got a report of an 84-year-old woman waving her underpants at everybody on the highway in a perfectly kept 1989 Oldsmobile, maroon, license plate.
In perfectly good running order.
All they can see is white granny panties and then that flab that's underneath the old lady's arm flapping back.
Contraire, Jim, if you knew Jay's grandma like I knew Jay's grandma, you would know those would be bright pink underpants.
Yeah, she was a flashy woman.
All right, Planet Earth, Metalriser, Ashes of the Days.
Days of agony.
Sorry. I made more editing. I'm sorry.